Hey, you guys, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki, and today I'm bringing opportunities for advertisement on my channel. If anyone is interested, they can email us at naughtylove2020@gmail.com. Our prices are affordable and reasonable, and please reach out to us. We can start our videos with any commercials that you would like us to advertise. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out. One. Hey, good afternoon, Naughty Crew. Welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Nikki, or Naughty, whatever you prefer. And welcome back to another lunchtime rundown. All right, we got Kevin Hunter making his responses to the documentary. We knew he was going to chime in, child. We knew he was going to chime in. All right, we also got Steve Wilkos speaking out. And I want to touch on the AT&T outage that happened last week. Okay, people need to really pay attention to what's going on and really need to gear up to be prepared because anything can happen. But before we get into the content, Naughty Crew, please make sure you're hitting that like button. This is how YouTube knows that we're here. Share my content. Leave comments, engage with the channel. Channel engagement is what it's all about. So even if you're in the bushes, please hit the like button, the dislike button. I don't care. Just participate. All right. Also, donations are definitely appreciated. We accept Cash App, Super Chat, Super Stickers. All are welcome. $1 help. Okay. Even $1. All right. So just support your girl. We growing over here. We on our path to 5K subs. So I think right now we're at 2,233 subscribers. So shout out to all my new subs. I appreciate everyone supporting me. Shout out to my members and shout out to my moderators. I wouldn't be able to do this without you all. All right. So let's dive right in because we on a lunchtime rundown. Let's go into Kevin Hunter's response today. And also, I have her nephew speaking out, who is like between him and Kevin Jr., they are the reality here. He spoke in the documentary before I get into Kevin's commentary about the time Wells Fargo froze Wendy's accounts. All right. Here's was his explanation for the money's being missing. Here we go. Shout out to Morning Juice Box. Appreciate them. Love to follow them in their commentary.
For spending was like $100,000. To put it in perspective, Kevin's birthday party that year that his mom threw was $120,000. Kevin's rent was $80,000. Kevin's Uber Eats probably exceeded $100,000 that his mom approves.
Have you ever taken money from your mother's account?
Not without her consent. I think the amount of money that they question Kevin about for spending was like $100,000.
All right, so you heard it from her nephew and Kevin's mouth. That they never took anything without her consent. And, you know, Wendy, she's fancy with it. Hey, Kirby, thank you so much for becoming a sub. I appreciate you. Welcome to the Naughty Crew. Hopefully some of my moderators can show up and show you some love, okay? But if y'all join the chat, please show Kirby some love. All opinions are appreciated over here and point of views, and everybody's entitled to their point of view and their opinion. Hey, Essence. We know how to agree to disagree respectfully, okay? Not everybody's opinions are gonna match. Hey, Miss Kaiser. Thank y'all for joining me. All right. So I was just getting into some updates on Wendy. My heart really goes out to her. And thank you. No worries. My heart really goes out to Wendy, and I hope she gets the help she needs. And you know, she definitely has a very bad relationship with alcohol. And I think she's used the alcohol to kind of cope so she doesn't have to feel some of the things that she has gone through. She's been through so much in life, okay? From miscarriages to graping to a bad marriage and divorce with a side baby, um, losing her career and her job, losing her mother, and then now her father is ailing. He's up in age, he's in his 90s, and I just really hope she can come together. And according to the documentary, she's in the right place getting the help that she needs. All right. I just hope she can come together with her family so she can enjoy these last golden years with her father, and so that her son can enjoy these years with her ultimately. But I'm really proud of Kevin Jr. and her nephew, because to me, and her niece, excuse me, they are the voice of reason. And I don't think they have anything that they want to gain, but they just want their aunt and their mom to be taken care of properly. And I don't think that's a lot to ask. And I really, really firmly believe that the documentary had to come out to expose the conservatorship that's going on. And I don't think all the people that are around Wendy really have her best interests at heart. The only thing they're interested in is collecting their paycheck at the end of it all. And we've seen that time and time again. Well, to add insult to injury, Kelvin Sr. decided to make some remarks, and he posted today. And this is of his opinion. We do not have any proof that this is going on, but we're going to get into it. Shout out to Gossip in the City for capturing this. And this is directly posted from Kelvin. He says, okay, so everyone heard F. Kevin through through docuseries, no problem. The show took precedent over everything, including family. What I guess they left out was that while she was in Florida getting recovery 3 years ago, there were the secret calls her sister would set up with Demar Mercury, Morton Ira, with false pretense that she would be getting show back. Sorry, these are his words. That was a lie and broke ish more than anything. They only were trying to get her there to satisfy an insurance claim so they could obviously replace losses and the money that they were stealing, $5 to $15 million, and they wanted control. Her sister was trying to get ultimate control herself and was medical proxy at the time, but her Navati allowed her only to be played. And once she got back to New York, they kicked her sister out and she spiraled worse. I was involved at the time. Blood on a lot of hands. So y'all let me know what y'all think about what Kevin is saying, what his thoughts. Hey, AT2. Hope you're enjoying your trip. Safe travels. So far, so good. Doesn't sound like it's any drama, and it sounds like it's a whole bunch of bark and no bite. Shout out to AC too. Make sure y'all go over to his channel and subscribe. Let's see what some of these comments are saying. So Jamie, that's me, which is another great content creator. She said Kevin is speaking about Demar and Mercury stealing 5 to 15 million, not the sister. So why did he say it was the sister? This person says, but you know about it and didn't do anything to protect her. Because he was too busy trying to entertain the great 82. I'm glad you're back home staying. So, Kevin His only interest was his pockets. He was leeching too, and we know he in his feelings because he can't allow for Wendy's not able to continue to fund his lifestyle. This person says, moral of Wendy's story: addiction will destroy you. Unfortunately, that addiction was a man named Kevin. I hate to see how they have reduced her to this. No one on earth will want to be shown in this light, especially not Wendy. He kept the leeches away, maybe because he was the main leech benefiting. Okay, he said her sister was too gullible and got tricked by Demar Mercury. I get it. He ain't ish. I agree with you there. But he kept the dogs away because it was in his best interest. Of course, I hate this so much. I do too. I really, really do hate it. And people are speaking out, including Steve Wilkos. Okay. And Steve Wilkos has been on Wendy's show in the past. And until we see proof, we'll never know what's real or not. But Steve Wilkos has spoken out. Hold on, I'm just looking for a particular clipping, but I guess I didn't get it. And let's see what he has to say. I like Steve Wilkos and what he stands for, and he's always kind of on the right side of right. So shout out to Hollywood Unlocked for capturing this. Here we go.
So yesterday I'm flipping channels and I stumble across the Lifetime show about Where is Wendy Williams? And first of all, let me say I'm a huge Wendy Williams fan. I love Wendy Williams. I was on her show numerous times. Wendy treated me great. Um, our shows basically started at the same time. I was a big fan of her show, so I'm all in Wendy Williams' corner. But when I watched last night on that show, disturbs me because I doesn't think it does any good for Wendy. Doesn't make her look good. She's obviously has big time struggles, medical conditions, and addiction. And what they're showing is somebody is not protecting her. It doesn't put her in a good light. I don't see how this serves any purpose at all. Um, so yesterday I'm flipping channels and I stumble across the Lifetime. She should one her manager talking about is she ready to do a podcast? She's ready. She's been doing this for 20 years. She's no position to do anything. Interviewing, she should not be interviewing anybody. So before you start talking about putting her back out in the public, you should be getting her help, making sure she recovers fully, and that she's able to do it. Because I got to tell you, I was disturbed and I'm saddened by. I feel people. She should one her manager talking about is she ready to do a podcast?
Yeah, and that's kind of what I got. The general consensus. I just kind of felt like the team was more worried about her working, rather than her well being. We've seen countless of times of Will go in her room like, okay, I'll give you an hour. You seem tired, but we still the ultimate goal is they want to get her out and working because if Wendy stops working, guess who stops getting paid? But it was disturbing. The whole documentary was disturbing, but eye opening. And I think it was just necessary. And the family needed some type of evidence and some type of proof so that when they go back to court this year for the guardianship, they have something to present to the judge. And I think the first round, they didn't have much of any evidence to kind of back up their claims. And Kevin was protected. Poor thing. Got power of attorney ripped away from him. The whole thing is disturbing, and I just feel like she's surrounded by a bunch of leeches that live in La La Land because clearly she is not well. Period. Did y'all hear about Cam Newton getting jumped? Child, it's too violent for hair, but obviously he won. I don't know. I'm doing a little more research before I talk about that story. The last story I want to get into is this AT&T outage that happened last week. All right, Naughty Crew. So last week it was a network outage with AT&T. People were outraged and affected in numerous ways. People could not work. People that work from home. People didn't have access to your cell phones. People were reacting everywhere. But I bring you guys back to that movie that the Obamas produced, Leave the World Behind, where I'm telling you, they are trying to warn us. And this cell phone outage is one of the signs that things are going down, and I believe that we're very vulnerable and people are very dependent on their cell phones. And if you don't have a landline, you really should get a landline back in your home just in case this happens again. And so that you're able to call out for help, especially if you have elderly people living with you and you're caring for elderly people. These cell phones are not dependable. But people need to take this as a warning and start to prepare, stocking up on water, make sure you're stocking up on canned goods and things like that, because you never know what can happen where our systems will get hacked and things like that. Also, keeping cash in your hand instead of keeping everything on a card, because if there is an outage with our internet, how do you access your money? Y'all better pay attention to what's going on. If it can happen to Wendy, it can happen to us too on a wider scale of things. And I think more people need to talk about this outage. It's very scary. I just remember, because me personally, I have Verizon. And I just remember one year it was an earthquake. And everyone that had AT&T, their phones were out. I was the only one that had service. And a lot of my coworkers had just switched over to AT&T. You understand? And people are saying, word on the curb is other companies like T-Mobile, Verizon, they were affected by the outage, but they have better technology, so they were able to fight it off to where we weren't affected. But it just goes to show how we need to get ready. So a TikToker, she gave an explanation, or she found out why this outage had happened. Here we go.
AT&T just revealed what caused that huge outage that caused so many of us to be without cell service this morning. And no, it wasn't a cyber attack. The company says it was because they were trying to expand their network. The company just released this statement saying, based on our initial review, we believe the outage was caused by the application and execution of an incorrect process used as we were expanding our network, not a cyber attack. We are continuing our assessment to ensure we keep delivering the service that our customers deserve. Now, obviously, there are still a lot of questions about what exactly happened and how it happened, and why, in addition to the normal customers, this outage also took down some state and federal emergency operations. And while AT&T's statement does eliminate hacking or cybercrime as a cause, application and execution of an incorrect process used as we expanded our network is what I like to call specifically vague. There are a lot of words in there, but there's no real information. Now, as I reported earlier today, the FCC, the FBI, and the Department of Homeland Security are also now investigating what caused this massive outage. AT&T just revealed what caused that huge outage that caused so many of us to be without cell service.
All right, Naughty Crew. So that's AT&T's explanation, which I find very...
That's suspicious. That's weird.
It's definitely suspicious and weird, and they gave a whole lot of nothing as an explanation. But people were freaking out everywhere.
Complaining and shit, bro.
This is crazy because I can't even get a text message or a phone call out.
But sir, what do you want me to do? Like, what the hell, man?
Hey, I know it's not your fault, but the problem matter is
No, it is his fault.
How's it my fault?
He needs to fix it.
we've got an issue here with AT&T. I can't get a phone call or a text out. I'm here in Maitland, Florida.
Sir, we're having an outage. You know what an outage means?
I can understand what an outage is.
So
However,
what the fuck do you want me to do though? What
It's
do you
not my
want me to
problem.
do?
No.
You can't do anything. We got to talk to corporate. We got to talk.
Yeah, where's corporate? Because
Man, y'all can
our
call
kids have
corporate,
soccer practice.
Obama, Trump, Biden, whoever y'all want to, bro. Go to Verizon, go to some
I
shit.
know, because this is unacceptable.
I don't want Verizon. I want AT&T.
Yeah,
So
we
look,
want AT&T.
How about this? How about you wait till that motherfucking outage is over and then go back today, bro? Because I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all. Y'all stressing me out. I already don't get paid enough. So what the fuck do y'all want me to do?
It is what it is. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and get some chicken teriyaki over the channel.
Everybody keep complaining and shit, bro.
Okay, so people were freaking out everywhere when it came to this AT&T outage. Hey, Juice. All right, this person was saying she was lost because she didn't have her phone.
Please be open. Hello? Excuse me. I don't want to order anything. I just need help. Hello? Oh my gosh, hi, sorry. I actually don't want to order anything. I just need help. I'm lost and my phone's not working. And do you guys have a phone?
Is your phone on SOS mode?
Yeah.
Mine too.
Oh, does the whole line's out?
I think AT&T's out right now.
Oh, are you AT&T?
Yeah.
Do you guys have a phone inside by chance? I wouldn't use it, but I just need someone to call my boyfriend and tell me how to get home because I'm totally lost.
Where were you trying to get? That's like an hour from here.
I know. I'm like, sorry, we had like a long day. We're at Disneyland. This is by far the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. Begging at the Jack in the Box drive-thru for help. Turns out, it's not my fault. AT&T is entirely down. Jack in the Box did not have a phone. So I couldn't call my boyfriend to come get me. Luckily, I have gas. I just ran a red light fully. He literally said he heard me crying through the drive-thru because they're closed, but he heard me screaming, crying for help. Please be open.
You know what this tells me?
Please.
We really need to get back to basics. Like, people need to learn how to read maps again. To be completely dependent on our devices, it blows my mind, okay? But the FBI tried to warn the Senate about this weeks ago. And then I'll get into what AT&T views as what you call it? A credit. All right, we'll get into that last. So shout out to CNN for this one, but the FBI issued a dramatic warning before this happened. Here we go.
Director Christopher Wray sounding the alarm over China. Let's listen.
Threaten American safety and prosperity. Before I go on, I do want to make very clear that my comments today are not about the Chinese people, and certainly not about Chinese Americans who contribute much to our country and are frankly often the victims of Chinese Communist Party aggression themselves. Rather, when I talk about the threat posed by China, I mean the government of China, in particular led by the CCP. The CCP's dangerous actions, China's multi-pronged assault on our national and economic security, make it the defining threat of our generation. Now, when I described the CCP as a threat to American safety a moment ago, I meant that quite literally. There has been far too little public focus on the fact that PRC hackers are targeting our critical infrastructure, our water treatment plants, our electrical grid, our oil and natural gas pipelines, our transportation systems, and the risk that poses to every American requires our attention now. China's hackers are positioning on American infrastructure in preparation to wreak havoc and cause real-world harm to American citizens and communities if and when China decides the time has come to strike. They're not focused just on political and military targets. We can see from where they position themselves across civilian infrastructure that low blows aren't just a possibility in the event of a conflict. Low blows against civilians are part of China's plan. But the PRC's cyber onslaught goes way beyond pre-positioning for future conflict. Today, and literally every day, they're actively attacking our economic security, engaging in wholesale theft of our innovation and our personal and corporate data. Nor is cyber the only PRC threat we face. The PRC cyber threat is made vastly more dangerous by the way they knit cyber into a whole of government campaign against us. They recruit human sources to target our businesses, using insiders to steal the same kinds of innovation and data that their hackers are targeting.
The people are right here on our American soil, Naughty Crew. This falls under Fair Use Act, copyright 107. This is for educational purposes, okay? The people are right here in our country with us, all right? So the FBI, they on top of it, but are we as American citizens taking heed and listening to the warnings, all right? Like, people need to get back to basics and stop relying on cell phones and iPads and things like that, because it may come a time when we don't have access to these things. So what do? I just thank God I grew up in the era before all of this technology, so I know how to live basic.
While also engaging in corporate deception, hiding Beijing's hand in transactions, joint ventures, and investments to do the same. And they don't just hit our security and economy, they target our freedoms, reaching inside our borders across America to silence, coerce, and threaten some of our citizens and residents. But I can assure you, the FBI is laser focused on the threat posed by Beijing. We've got cyber, counterintelligence, criminal, and WMD experts, just to name a few, defending against it. And we're working in partnership with the private sector, partnership with our allies abroad, and partnership at all levels of the US government, especially the NSA, Cyber Command, CISA, and ONCD, whose leaders I'm honored to be here with today. In fact, just this morning, we announced an operation where we and our partners identified hundreds of routers that had been taken over by the PRC state-sponsored hacking group known as Volt Typhoon. The Volt Typhoon malware enabled China to hide, among other things, pre-operational reconnaissance and network exploitation against critical infrastructure like our communications, energy, transportation, and water sectors. Steps China was taking, in other words, to find and prepare to destroy or degrade.
You see this? They're trying to attack our water system, our transportation system. They're targeting us. Keep your cars full. That's right, Essence. I wanted to talk about this on my platform for a reason, because I don't think enough people is taking it serious enough.
The civilian critical infrastructure that keeps us safe and prosperous. And let's be clear, cyber threats to our critical infrastructure represent real-world threats to our physical safety. So, working with our partners, the FBI ran a court-authorized on-network operation to shut down Volt Typhoon and the access it enabled. Now, this operation was an important step, but there's a whole lot more to do, and we need your help to do it. To quantify what we're up against, the PRC has a bigger hacking program than that of every major nation combined. In fact, if you took every single one of the FBI's cyber agents and intelligence analysts and focused them exclusively on the China threat, China's hackers would still outnumber FBI cyber personnel by at least 50 to 1.
You hear
So
that?
as we sit here, while important budget discussions are underway, I will note that this is a time to be keeping ahead of the threat by investing in our capabilities rather than cutting them. We need to ensure that we sustain and build on the gains that we've made that have enabled us to take actions like the Volt Typhoon operation I just mentioned. The budgets that emerge from discussions underway now will dictate.
Okay, but we handing out billions of dollars to immigrants when we need to put the money into our security so that we can fight off hackers. You heard him. Like, the Chinese hacking system is like 50 to their 1. They don't even have the manpower. But he was warning about this 3 weeks ago, and then we had the AT&T outage.
Dictate what kind of resources we have ready in 2027, a year that, as this committee knows all too well, The CCP has circled on its calendar, and that year will be on us before you know it. As I've described, the PRC is already today putting their pieces in place. I do not want those watching today to think we can't protect ourselves, but I do want the American people to know that we cannot afford to sleep on this danger. As a government and a society, we've got to remain vigilant and actively defend against the threat that Beijing poses. Otherwise, China has shown it will make us pay. Thank you, and look forward to today's discussion.
Thank you, sir. Director Coker, you're recognized for your opening statement.
Okay. So they've been talking about it. They've been putting the warnings out there. It's up to you, Naughty Crew, to heed the warnings, the things that you need to do to prepare. If you do not have a landline, get one. If you get back to basics about learning how to read maps, learn how to garden, stock up on water, have your backup generators, keep your cars full with gas. Also, if you have the space in your home to store gas, do it. I don't know that people don't realize, like, the number one threat to this country is not only, our good friends in China who love to tear us down, but domestic terrorism. That's another huge threat that they've been warning about for years. It makes me want to watch the news every hour on the hour to keep up with what's going on. But they said it, and look what happened. Right after he warned them, AT&T was shut down. They had an outage. So as a result of that, AT&T makes it right with a $5 credit to customers after last week's hours-long outage. So AT&T says it will be given $5 credit to customers affected by last week's nationwide telecommunication outage. The outage, which lasted several hours on Thursday, was caused by a technical error due to the application and execution of an incorrect process used as we were expanding our network, not a cyber attack, according to their words. AT&T said late Saturday it plans to give effective account credits for the outage. They said, we apologize and recognize the frustration this outage has caused, and know we let many of our customers down. To help make it right, we're applying a credit to potentially impact accounts to help reassure our customers of our commitment to reliably connect them. Anytime, anywhere. AT&T said in a statement to USA Today. The company posted a similar comment on Twitter. But people weren't able to work. Do y'all think $5 is enough? And I just really feel like they being real hush. No, it's not a drill. And the warning came in the movie that the Obamas dropped. Okay, Leave the World Behind. If y'all have not checked out that movie on Netflix, it is a must-see. And it also focuses on how desensitized we are as people because of technology. And I just really, really believe like people need to just pay attention to the signs and start getting ready. So first we had Leave the World Behind. Then you have the FBI warning about cyber attacks, how it's the biggest threat, especially from China. Then boom, we have the AT&T outage. That's how it started in the movie. Yes, it was a recent movie release. Yes, it was. It is on Netflix. So I appreciate you all joining me. That's all I have for my lunchtime rundown. Let's leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about these outages with AT&T. Get you a landline. And remember, when everybody switched over to this, people started getting rid of they landlines. Yeah, I am too. I said, you think I'm not scared? It's not safe out here. I told y'all this weekend, this chick jumped in the back of my car. I didn't know her from a can of paint. Just jumped in my car. Like, people are losing their marbles, and things are only going to get worse. There's a lot of untreated people out here. And there's a lot of countries that are plotting against our demise. And to be quite honest, I don't feel safe in America currently. I don't. I really want to get dual citizenship, and the only thing that's keeping me here right now is my mom and my kids. That's it. With the first opportunity I have, I'm gonna work on me some dual citizenship because I don't think America is safe. I think America has created a lot of enemies through the years, and I think there's a lot of erratic people out here. Yes, child. You need more than that. You need a stun gun. You need mains. You need everything to protect yourself now. Mask, everything. So, Naughty Crew, that's all I have. I just wanted to drop those jewels on you, give you Kevin Hunter's response, also get into Steve Wilkos and his thoughts on Wendy. Let's leave it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about what Kevin Hunter said. Do you think it's some truth? I mean, he a whole bold-faced lie most of the time, okay? He's a liar to me. So I only believe maybe a quarter of what he said, and that's a lot. That's giving him a lot of grace. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Also, let me know what y'all thoughts on this AT&T outage and the FBI's warnings. Like, people need to open their eyes and pay attention and get back to basics. All right. And as you move through the rest of your day, Naughty Crew, make sure you
Ever in life, I stand on business. You drop me somewhere, I stand on business.
Make sure you stand on your business 10 toes down, and do not lose your logical thinking. Seriously. Stop the idol worship. Use your logical thinking and get back to prayer. All right, Naughty Crew, that's all I have for you. Until next time, I'm out. One.